Hello everyone. So today I want to tell us how you can easily make your vanilla cake as a beginner without making any mistake at all. Like this trick has always worked for me, so I'm here to share it. You have to watch this video to the end. Now, the first thing you have to bear in mind is that as a beginner, you want to start making a vanilla cake. One thing that should come into your mind is your egg. The first thing you should put into consideration is your egg, because the weight of your egg is what determines the weight of the rest of the ingredients you're going to use in that recipe. Let me put it this way. I'll be using this cake here now to show you example. Now this cake, for me to make this cake now, maybe a client requested that he or she wants a small cake. Maybe the one that I know is the one of 500-gram recipe, but this client wanted a smaller cake, and I have like 2 eggs in the house, or I have like 3 eggs. For me to make that quantity, for me to utilize that quantity of egg to make a cake for my client, what I have to do first is to measure my eggs. I'll put um a bowl or a plate on my scale, then break in those eggs. The quantity or the weight of that egg is what I'm going to work with. For example, if that egg gives me 130 grams now the next thing that will come into my mind is what will be the weight of my sugar, my flour, and the butter and the rest. Now, let's say the egg gave me 130 grams. That means that my flour should be 130 grams. Also, my butter should be 130 grams. But my sugar, I can use 120, I can use 130. Between 120 to 130. So I shouldn't use anything higher than that. Although some person will say they don't want much of sugar, you can use 110 or 115 for them. But between 120 to 130 for the sugar. Then every other thing can come in. Then for the baking powder you will use, you have to bear in mind that that one now, you have to bear in mind the quantity of your flour. If your flour is between less than 125 grams, that is less than 1 cup, you have to use half teaspoon. Then if your flour is above 125 grams, or anything like for 130 or 150 and above, 150 to 250, 150 to 250, you will use, that is between more than 1 cup to 2 cups, you use 1 teaspoon. Then if it is more than 2 cups, like between 275 and between 275 to 400 or thereabout, you can use 1.5. But if it has reached like 500 grams of flour, you can use 2 teaspoons, just like that. You understand? So for this particular recipe now, for this 130 grams, you can use 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Also, you should also have in mind to add at least a little bit of white vinegar. White vinegar will help to fluff up the cake, will help to make your cake soft, will help to make your cake airy. So if you're using this 130 grams, you should add at least 1 teaspoon of white vinegar to it. You can also, then for your flavoring, if your flour quantity is 1 cup, you need half teaspoon of flavoring. 2 cups, 1 teaspoon. And anything above, you can use half tablespoon or 1 tablespoon, depending. So if you can put this together, you can make your cake. First, start with egg. Once you measure your egg and your egg gives you 130 grams, that means the next thing should come into your mind is your sugar should be 120, between 120 to 130. Your flour should be 130. Your butter should be 130. Are you getting me? Then your baking powder should be 1 teaspoon.